Hey everybody, this is me and John. We just thought it'd be too long before we got together and did a real meeting, so we were going to pitch to you the idea of our new Jonah series.
Yeah.
So John, maybe we'll just do this as we're just chatting.
Right.
But what we wanted to do was have a series that we could try our absolute best to make it a cohesive series, like one big, so that when people come to church, it's just one thing from the start all the way across these two months.
Yeah.
We've been looking as a staff at the book of Jonah, and we wanted to make this a bit of a personal journey for people.
We've been dialoguing a couple of times with titles. I think it ranged from the great surprise
yeah.
to saving myself.
Yep.
And then we kind of shortened that to save me. And I think lately we've been kind of trying to come up with an alternative. And while I was driving, it came onto me when I heard this song, and it's a pretty cool song, and it was titled "Rescue Me." And I think that kind of is hitting home a little bit more in terms of the whole concept of being saved or being rescued and being thrown, on the boat with the whole big fish, story of Jonah.
Yeah.
I think it kind of set well.
Yeah, look, I really like it. So I think we're going to land with a title, either Save Me or Rescue Me. And what's really good about that title is that the person who needs saving through the whole book of Jonah is actually the hero. The hero himself needs saving. It's Jonah who at the end we discover is the one who ultimately needs God's saving. And the book actually ends with a bit of a cliffhanger. Yeah. So you don't know how the story ends even. Yeah. So anyway, so I just wanted to do a little bit of a pitch because we thought we'd coordinate all these different ministries, Sunday service ministries together to make this as cohesive as we can. We know the bulk of the work, from the preaching through to the home group material, through the video type things, will probably be done in our office. But what we wanted to do was to have a broader spectrum of people involved so we can hear their voices and their input, plus have special items. So we've got drama opportunities, we've got song opportunities, through to deco, or whatever else we can end up thinking. Graphic design even, all the way through. So here's the pitch. We wanted to do it a bit like Jonah is quite dramatic, right? And it's also quite dark. We've never really done a moody kind of theme before, but Jonah goes to the depths of the whale. He grapples with God. He wants to kill himself at the end, and so it's high drama. The big Hebrew word that's used in Jonah is the word gadol, which is great, and so it's a great story of epic proportions. We think it's a little bit like a superhero story. Got my Superman shirt on, where the hero, the superhero, is the one who needs saving, because Jonah is this prophet, and we're like that. We might come to church and think we're all saved and everything, but actually we are the ones who still need rescuing. So we thought we could do what you'll see is one mini series that will run throughout church. It's like maybe a skit or drama that we will film on video. That John's fantastic sort of video skills will kick in. And we wanted to collaborate together on a script for that. I've got a rough outline, but it really needs a lot of work to it. We wanted to cast the main character as somebody who's got his whole life together, but he grapples with it when God calls him to reach out to his friend who's actually having an adulterous affair in the office place. And so he doesn't think his friend deserves even to be saved, much like how Jonah was with the Ninevites. And he goes through this kind of journey through all of that and a whole bunch of discussions, and it ends up anyway, just as Jonah does, that his friend does get saved and then goes to church and then becomes a worship leader at church. And now our hero of the whole story, much like Jonah, who's ended up saving Nineveh, can't believe that he has to now worship under this guy who used to be cheating on his wife, you know, and he was disgusted with the whole thing, and he just grapples with all of that and God's grace. And so every week that we preach a sermon series, it will link in to an episode in our mini series that we will hopefully have a drama team reenacting. I was going to be the primary preacher through that whole series. We might have a few other preachers, but I'll be the primary one, so that we can have a really tight message that's going to come out to people. So anyway, there's one twist in this whole story, otherwise it just becomes a bit of a boring story. And it is that this person, the hero of our story, actually has a double life. That he is either a superhero or a fairy tale character. And so there's a little bit of this fantastical sort of built into it. A bit like maybe Once Upon a Time, or the early episodes of Smallville. So it's basically, we're telling a superhero story, but the superhero needs saving. A bit like that song by Fighting for Five. Five for fighting. Called Superman or whatever, you know. Anyway, so John wants to show you the song that we've got. He's going to be playing it, and I think if you can hear that song, and you'll find it. It's called "Rescue Me" by
Carrie Roberts.
Carrie Roberts. Yep. So Google that. We're not going to play the whole song. Let's go. Yep. So it carries that kind of, there's that dramatic mood to the whole thing, a bit emo-ish. And so we're looking for some designs and music around that. You know, in the Jonah series, we're even going to deal with depression. We're going to deal with inner convictions, prejudice that people have. So this is the kind of feel for this whole thing. Yep. I guess you will hear more from us over the next few weeks, but we wanted to do this quick video so that you would see broadly where we're coming from. Yep. So take care. Please feel free to shoot some emails in response to this email, and let us know what your thoughts are. And we'll have one big meeting where we'll work together on the script, maybe on an original song, some music items that are coming up, some graphic design for the bulletin and deco for the stage. And the area, yeah. Any other things you'd like to throw in there?
Yeah, I think we've covered most of it.
All right,
but yeah, I mean, Jonah's a really good book. I do really encourage all of you guys to, you know, even pre-read it. It's a really short book. It's, you know, like I said, the word gadol is great, and every turn of a page is something that surprises you. And so, you know, be inspired and be impacted by, you know, what God has to speak through. And it is the gospel, you know, the gospel according to Jonah, you know, and there's a lot of saving and rescuing that each and every one of us need from ourselves, you know, the sin in our lives and all that. So I'm actually really excited about this new theme. So
cool. Absolutely. All right. Well, take care.